This is a basic introduction to DanceFIT. These are all just basic movements that we've done before. These same movements with weights. You can use them with scarves. You can use them with elastic bands. So hang on to your helmets because we're going to be doing a lot more. If you're doing this DanceFIT class, you can use any music you want. You can do as many repetitions as you want and as many sets as you want. I suggest that you warm up because you know what? You might not feel like doing it, but you know you're going to feel better when you do. It's going to sustain you to know that feeling. So I suggest that you use bare feet. I think it's a good idea to always have water on hand. After every set, drink your water. Now you don't always have to have a big bottle of water. You can just have a little glass and down it goes. So let's work on the posture. This posture goes throughout every single movement that we do in the exercise component. So what we're going to think about is keeping the navel into the small of the back. Try to keep your feet just a little bit apart. Now, I want you to think that you're up against a wall. So you're up against a wall and your shoulders are back. Whichever works for you is where the ceiling and the wall meet. Lead it up towards that position where the ceiling and the wall meet. Your neck is going to be nice and tall and your chin is parallel to the floor and your eyes are straight forward. So when I say to you, keep your head up, I'm not saying this. I'm saying pull the back of your neck up, keep your neck nice and long and chin parallel to the floor, eyes straight forward. And if you can think about that, all the while you're doing every exercise, you're going to really get toned faster, quicker, and become a better dancer. Sometimes you don't feel like doing a workout, but once you warm up, you're going to feel like doing a workout. So what I'm going to do, just start on your right foot, and we're going to step side, tap, side, tap, side, tap. Then we're going to open our legs and really try to get that inner thigh working. Then we're going to cross over, nice and high. You can bring your arms up, nice and high, cross over. We're going to step up nice and high, bring those knees up, knees up, knees up, knees up. Then we're going to bring our hands in front of us, bring your knee up, your knee up, your knee up, your knee up. Bring your arms to the side. Now make sure your arms stay to the side and your elbows are slightly flexed in front of your body. And you're going to bring your knee up, knee up, knee up, knee up. Okay, so let's do a combination of those moves. Okay, so now we're going to work from the ground up. Feet first. We need to have nice, strong feet if you want to dance, if you want to do any sport at all. I suggest that you use bare feet for this exercise and bare feet throughout this whole workout. So we're going to use the tip of the toes, the pad of the toes, the ball of the foot, and the whole foot and the heel. So what I want you to do is I want you to bring your feet together as close together as you can and try to keep your ankles together. Now, if you have feet problems such as bunions, you might not be able to bring your feet together, but do your best. All right then, so I'm going to keep my arms out, and I'm going to have a slight flex in my knee, and I'm going to lift up from the floor and push down, lift up, and I'm going to squeeze my ankles so I have a nice soft landing. I push up, and down. I push up with the ball of my foot and down. And you want to try to push your head to the ceiling. That's the feeling that you want to have when you do that. After we do that, we're going to bring our feet apart, hip distance apart. The same thing, keeping your arms out because this is a fabulous exercise for balance. The same thing, slight flex in the knee, come up and down. Up and down, come up and down. Then we're going to bring our heels in. Now remember, you don't want to turn out. You don't want to turn your feet out. You want to keep thinking of the big toe. Push that big toe out of the floor. Arms up. Now you're not turned out like ballet turned out. You're just, each foot should go to the corner. So we push up and down, we push up and down. Then, a tricky one, we're going to bring our toes in together. Make sure you take a look down there and make sure your toes are together. This one's a tricky one for balance. Lift up and down, lift up and down, lift up and down. Then our next one is going to be bringing your hands by your side, just lifting one foot up, right on the ball of that foot, nice and high, pushing it down, lifting the other and pushing it down. Lift and push, lift, and try to get that heel to go right to the wall. Try to push it to the wall. Now we're moving on to the hip section. And what we're going to do is just loosen up our hips. Now when we loosen up the hips, I don't want to see any action happening in the shoulder. This is an isolated movement. Okay. Keeping your knees slightly flexed and relaxed. Shoulders down. We're going to go side to side. Nice and relaxed. Keep those hips soft. Nothing else is moving. You can feel a pinch in your waist on the side that the hip is up. All right, nice and relaxed. Now we're going to hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, like you're trying to shut the drawer in your kitchen. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Now we're going to hit it twice. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now we're going to go 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to syncopate. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to go forward and back. Place your thumb behind your hip. Knees flexed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Your hips should be nice and relaxed by now. Now we're going to do a figure 8. Around, forward, 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 forward with those hips. The only thing that's moving is from the waist down. Try not to get your shoulders to move. Now, the tricky one is we're going to move forward, 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 forward. The other one was back, 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 back. Now let's go forward, 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 forward. Now shake it out. Okay, now we're going to do the waist. And that's exactly what we're working is the waist. We're not using the shoulders, we're not using the hips. Now if you're facing a wall, you want to make sure that your navel stays directly to the wall. So what I want you to do is I want you to flex your knees, your arms up and bring your right hand over and your left hand down. So you should be in this position here. Now notice how I have as much distance between the crook of my arm, which is my elbow, the inside of my elbow, and my ear. There's a lot of space between there. So I bend my knees and I'm going to bend. And I'm not doing this. You're not going to see this. This stays exactly the same. And when I bend, I'm going to go straight to the side. Now my head stays the same. I go straight to the side to get my right hand to touch the floor. I bend. So I'm really getting a nice squeeze in my left side, and I feel a stretch from my elbow all the way down to my hip. Then I come up and I do the other side, giving as much space from my ear to my elbow. Bend. That's it. And the other side, bend. And bend. We want to make sure that we're not doing this. You're not doing this. Remember, you're up against that wall. Stay nice and tall and your neck is long. Okay, now we're going to do shoulders. So let's get yourself in a comfortable position. You don't have to have your feet right together. You can have them about hip distance apart. And remember what your posture is all about. Don't forget that. Now, what we want to do is when we go up and down the wall, we want to lift up our shoulders and we want to try to get our shoulders to go to the ear, not the ear to the shoulder. Up, no faces. Up and down. And use those shoulders in the back Use your back muscles. The hands are just hanging down, up and down. Now we're going to go, now make sure nothing's happening with the other side. Then we go single on the other side. Then we're going to go up, up, down, down. Up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. Then we're going to roll our shoulders back in a big, big circle. Then we're going to go the other way. That's it. Okay, good. Okay, this is an arm exercise that works on tempo, fast and slow. That's what tempo is, how fast or slow. We're going to be doing it in 4 counts, 2 counts, and 1 count. Now there's a lot going on when we do this movement here. And when you listen to the introduction about where your body's supposed to be, think about that first. Now what we're going to do is we're going to think about elongating. So my back is up against the wall, I lift my arms up and I try to reach. I'm using my back muscles to reach. I'm not reaching this way. I'm using my back muscles to stretch. Put your back into it. Now I want to have a slight flex in the elbow. We're not hyperextending, and my wrists are straight and my fingers are going to be together at this stage of the game. So what we're going to do is we're going to pretend we're holding a great big beach ball, or hug a tree, whatever you prefer that you want to do. So our hands are going to be here in front of our body. We're going to lift up to chest level. We're going to open up. Now we're going to go to the right or to the left first, whichever you choose, and then lift up that arm. Now this arm comes up not behind your body, but in front. You should be able to see that hand if you look up, and then you bring the other hand to meet it. You should be able to see it. And then we come down. And then I lift up, and then I bring my arms out. Now I should, with my peripheral vision, I should be able to see my hands, not back here. I can't see them, it's in the wrong place. And then I bring my other arm right down the center. Then I lift it up, and I bring my other hand to join it. And then I push down as though I'm pushing down into the water. Now what we want to do is we want to do flow here. So I never stop moving my arms. I lift up, I bring it out, I bring it in, I lift it up, and I push down. So if I do to the count of 4, by the time I get to 4, it's time to move again. So I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, up, 2, 3, 4, up, 2, 3, 4, and down, 2, 3, 4. So we never stop moving. It's not staccato. Save that for the cha-cha. Okay, let's just do a little bit of hand movement, because as dancers we have to have nice soft hands. So let's bring our fingers together. Let's bring our hands out, and we want to make sure that our arms are in front of our body, not behind us, using our nice posture that I talked about in the introduction, fingers together. Now we have a nice jar, and we want to scoop out all that beautiful jam, honey, or chocolate. Just use your wrists. Use those wrists. Bringing the shoulder, don't forget to bring those shoulders down. Nothing else is working, just the wrist. Use your back muscles to keep those arms up. Now let's go the other way. You should be able to see your hands in your peripheral vision. That's it. So your hands should be about shoulder height, not any higher than your shoulders. That's it. There you go. And bring them in front. Let's go the other way. Bring it. There you go. That's it. Now go the other way. Come around. That's it. Now let's take your fingers from the baby finger to the thumb. Baby finger to the thumb. Baby finger to the thumb. And roll it around. Baby finger to the thumb. Let's do the other hand. One hand may be easier than the other, but we want to become symmetrical. So we have to do both sides equally. Let's do it together. Nice job. And as usual, I saved the best for last. We're going to be doing legs. These are plie squats or sumo squats if we had a weight. So there's different ways that we can do this, and when I get into the weight training part of DanceFIT, then I'll use weights with this. So what I want you to do is take a wide stance as possible. However, if you can't do this correctly and you're leaning forward, your stance is too wide. We don't want to do this incorrectly, otherwise you could hurt your knees. So, take a nice wide stance. The feet will be slightly turned out. Remember, I'm going up and down a wall. Let's put our hands in, clasp your hands in front. Actually, I'll just do this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight down that wall. When I come down, my knee is going to go over my second toe. Your knees aren't going to come in, and you're not going to be doing this, going back. If you do, you could really hurt yourself. So you're not in a competition. You're doing the best that you can do. Bring these arms out for balance. It's going to help you. Don't squeeze tight for dear life. They're just holding on just for a little bit of support there. So we go down, and then we push up through the heel, straighten those legs and squeeze that butt nice and tight. Come down, and as you come down, you're opening up your legs, you're getting a nice stretch through your inner thigh. When you come up, you push up through the heel and squeeze so you feel the back of your leg. And squeeze those buns, and then come down and come back up again. So I'm going to do a different series of these. Now when we come down, I would like you to stay down, and let's lift up that heel. So you're lifting up. So I want to make sure all the toes are on the floor, all the toes. Then we're going to alternate, and then hopefully we'll be able to do both. Okay, so we're going to try to do both. Okay, these are just a few little fit tips that I have for you. What I like to do when I work out at home is I have a little glass right here, and every time I do one component, I take a drink of water. And all of a sudden I feel refreshed. Now, you're going to be surprised that through the winter, you're going to get dehydrated. We're not talking about just summer, okay? In the winter, because we have the heat on and it's dry here. Now, you might not recognize the symptoms of being dehydrated. For me, my personal symptom, get this, is my neck gets wrinkly. Yep. So when I look at myself and I see my neck is wrinkled, I might not feel dehydrated, but I am dehydrated because I can see the symptom. So I will down a few glasses of these, and I'll tell you within 10 minutes, those wrinkles are gone. Solution to pollution is dilution. So drink that water, have it everywhere you go. And when you do your DanceFIT routines, I want you to try, if you can, to drink 500 mils of water. And that's just in your workout. Throughout the day, you should be getting, a human being, an adult, a female, should be getting at least 2 liters of water a day, at least. Now, some of these exercises, you might not have time to do a whole half an hour. So what you can do is take 2 minutes, 5 minutes, crank up your favorite piece of music and do your shoulders, or do some waist, or do some feet. You can do it any time of the day, morning, noon, or night, and you can get a little workout in. You can even spread it out throughout the whole day to get your DanceFIT workout in. And if you can do it 5 days a week, that would be phenomenal. You will become a better dancer, you're going to become a better skier, a better water skier. Your whole life is going to change because you're fit from head to toe. As I mentioned before, there are days that you're just not going to feel like working out. And you know what? Those are the best days to do it. You're going to feel revived and rejuvenated. There's going to be days when you feel like it, but you don't perform as well as you think you're going to perform. Sometimes you're going to have better balance than other days. So it's not a competition, as I've said before. Do the best you can. That's all that matters.